Hey guys, this is Nian here again with game number 3 of the finals of the ASUS Republic. The forward bunker, however, and MC standard opening, gateway cybercore warp gate tech, and yeah, orbital command for TaeJa. So starting up into a pretty big macro game. TaeJa has a secure expansion, so in case of 4 gates, well, if it was 4 gate, probably have scouted that, but he knows that he can safely expand into natural. Stalker goes and takes the Zelnaga tower. MC also knows that he's safe and knows that TaeJa's playing a macro game because he's not decided to put his barracks in a wacky ass position. But Nexus going down, so pretty much fast expands for both players. And a ton of workers on the mineral line for MC. I'd have thought that might have been oversaturated, but I don't think it will be. However, it will wear down the mineral line quite quickly. But there's a second assimilator. And another barracks going down for TaeJa. So TaeJa, I think he's going for quite a large Marine Marauder Medevac army again, as well as tech labs. So presumably Marauders, unless he decides to dump factory there and do siege tanks as well, which is always an option. Nothing coming out of the tech lab yet, though. There's the stim. So stim has started and double bunkering the natural. So he's definitely wanting to play a macro game. However, he can salvage them at any point for 75 minerals, which is a slight bonus because you can't do that with Protoss cannons or Zerg spine crawlers. Well, it'd be a bit hard to salvage a spine crawler given that it's mostly flesh, but it might be possible. They could cannibalize it, but the hive mind probably doesn't recommend it. It looks as though MC might be 3-gate roboing it, because there's 3 gates and there's a robo. Expert senses of deduction. And factory going down for TaeJa. Is it going to be hooked up to the tech lab once stim's finished, though? That's a big question, because factory is 38 of 60 and stim is 68 of 170, so it'll be completed too soon for stim. And that looks like a reactor, yes. So going to probably go reactor, yes, double reactor marines and marauders. Probably just getting the factory as a mere technicality to get starport up. And yeah, reactor going down, so starport's going to swap out with the factory. Factory's probably going to go and scout, and starport shall produce reacted medevacs, so going to be extremely fast MMM. And will MC cotton on and decide to get a lot of High Templars? That is the question. Well, a lot of High Templars, or just anything that's good against Moon Medevac, aka Charge Lot Blink Stalker, which is pretty much good against anything, which is why it's the main base unit composition for any sort of Protoss play, just like the Ling is in Zerg and the Marine is in Terran, unless you're going mech when it's the Hellion. Double Forge going down, so presumably he wants to get that upgrade advantage. Detection going down for TaeJa somewhere. Yes, over by the natural. Lone Marine checking that there's nothing coming up through the third. And the factory's going off to scout. I like the way the Protoss get the height of stealth, the Observer. It cannot be seen by only the beadiest of eyes. And the Terran get the factory. Just factory for Observer. It seems to be the way things are being played at the moment. But yes, double reactor, double medevac, and double reactor barracks. However, only producing 2 at a time, 2 marines at a time, because he's actually getting quite a lot of minerals up and just dumped it into upgrades. However, MC might actually have, if he chrono boosts it, the upgrade advantage. Oh, 3 more gateways going down for MC over here. So he's definitely going for well, he might be going for 6-gate timing push with 1-1, but I don't know. 1-1 will probably be finished up around the 12-minute mark, so it is possible that he'll be going for a timing push. However, TaeJa will have 1-1 at pretty much exactly the same time. That's at 91, that's at 87, so TaeJa will actually have it slightly quicker than MC. However, if MC decides to chrono stuff, and MC sees the scouting factory and starts to try to take it down, and it looks as though TaeJa's going to go for a drop play. And is it going to go into this worker line? Yes, it looks as though it's going to. No, he decides to wait for the stalkers to vanish. However, that factory is all the factory is doing is just aggroing them. Will Blink finish up? It looks as though that TaeJa might actually be going for a 1-1 drop timing, which I don't think I've ever seen before in a pro game. But that factory will probably die of fire, all the way from 250 health, which is a sad way to go. And the stalkers leave. This could be TaeJa's chance to end this game and then set us up to match point. But I think that's a pylon, and cannons going down. And here's the drop. Will the zealots and sentries be able to clear it up? Warps in more zealots. Will he pick up? Force fields go down to try and bunch things up. Will MC blink in? Blinks in and does no... well, he almost takes down a medevac. But photon cannon finishing up, which will deny any further drops into the natural. So, stalkers just blink forward to try and chase off these. And they have to stim away because they dropped in just the wrong place. However, there's the blink up. How many will TaeJa manage to get before? And he only managed to get the 1 Marine. Before, how much did TaeJa? How much does MC manage to get before? But yes, there's an SCV dutifully repairing the scouting factory, because why not? And then that's another command center for TaeJa. So it looks as though he's going to probably try and go for another 3cc build, which he did in the first game. But still producing medevacs by, well, I would say by the barrel load, but he's producing 1 when he can produce 2, so not by the barrel load. But chargelets coming out as well as Templar archives, so going to probably see High Templar again, now that MC knows he's going MMM. But level 2 upgrades for both players. However, MCs are going to be finished much faster. Are those stalkers going to push out to secure the third? Yes, they are. So we're going to see, and there's a split going on up here. Got medevacs coming one way. It looks as though the split was unintentional. The marauders went the wrong way, and now they're going a different way. And there's a push going out. The zealot sentries coming up, and MC will be able to see that, and he decides to fall back to take the defensive advantage, falling back to the third, which leaves the natural primarily open. But Dustin Browder won't be happy. His favourite unit is being taken out, the destructible rocks. As I take a sip of my water, which I have conveniently placed in front of me, we see Storm beginning to be researched for MC, and beginning to take down the factory again. And the factory does a tiny bit of a dance for us. However, the ball is now moving into the south. Again, a high proportion of medevacs to Marines. However, this will increase their survivability to no end. But MC needs to cancel this third, unless he manages to push TaeJa back successfully, which he could well do. But will TaeJa decide to swing back, or will MC try and go for the counter-attack? I think MC's decided that TaeJa has too big an army to push back. Go to unit counting station. MC has a lot a lot greater army supply. However, a lot more probes as well, giving, I think it's the probes now that are giving him the supply advantage, because he's got 15 more. But we've got pylon going down, presumably going to see a couple of cannons just to make sure that there's what I think he saw yeah, there's 2 Vikings there, presumably in case of any Colossus or Phoenix. But will these zealots do anything? And we've got a massive Marine Marauder ball with a lot of them. I can't actually do the math to do because casting. 32, I think that, yeah, 32, 40. And there's 5 on the way by the looks of it, which are there. Yeah, I managed to do the math. But MC going to do a push-up. TaeJa actually has the high ground. Will the charge dots be able to manage to do enough damage? There's a perfect storm. 2 storms on those. And those Marines survive by the skin of their teeth and a lot of healing. However, those Zealots are tearing through those medevacs. Those Zealots are tearing through those Marauders up there. However, MC needs to pull back because those medevacs are doing an absolute barrel load. I will use that now. A barrel load of damage. And Archon's beginning to morph in. Probably to try and get some splash damage on the medevacs, because quite a lot of them are low on health. However, now a storm would be perfect. Blinks to the side to try and get the Zealots to be able... Yes, the Zealots are able to come in from the side. Taking down some Marauders and some more Zealots joining the fray. However, if we go to production, will TaeJa, and there's 3-3 as well as 3-3. Both players getting 3-3. However, MC will have 3-3 done almost imminently if he decides to chrono it. I would chrono if I were him. And he's got a high Templar here. Not quite. Oh no, it does have enough energy for 1 storm. If he can get 1 storm off, he will win this game. Because those medevacs are, well, 2 of them are so low on health. The rest of the units. But they're a ghost. Do they have cloaking? And 3-3 about to pop for hero. We see the height. No, there's no storm today. And TaeJa in full-on retreat. So's MC. Presumably he thinks that he needs to fall back and regroup a bit. More Zealots coming out as well as a probe to proxy. Marine down here, just making sure that there's no expansion here. And 1, just making sure there's nothing coming at the 3rd. Looks as though something's been prodding at that, presumably a probe or some other thing. Or it's just been healed. Those units stim down to the tower and then fall back to make sure that there's nothing there. So the observer just hanging out between the 3rd and the main. However, TaeJa beginning to push out again at a severe supply disadvantage and upgrade disadvantage, which is weird for TaeJa, because TaeJa normally has far superior upgrades. But these Zealots should be able to know, falling back. How many high Templar do we have? 4. How much energy? Not enough to storm quite yet. But the question is, when there are storms, will TaeJa be able to split effectively enough? At the moment, it's looking as though MC might take it, but 1 wrong engagement, and TaeJa will have it. It's going to go down to the wire. So, is MC going to... MC's actually taking a 4th now, with double gas, so presumably wanting to get quite a few high Templar. Warping in more Zealots, and I heard 2 chronos go off. What were they on? Ah, they were for Colossi. So we're going to see Colossi going to try and tackle this big death ball that TaeJa's trying to accumulate. However, it just happens that MC has one of the perfect compositions against this right now. Stalker's taking damage from afar, not taking damage from afar. Oh, those are awesome storms. If TaeJa had taken his eye off the ball for 1 second there, at least half that army would have gone. Mostly the Marines. Some of the Marauders would have been able to survive. But those Stalkers would do damage from afar. The Zealots would come up and soak up quite a lot of the damage, but along with their massive DPS, probes transferring from the 3rd to the 4th. Actually, no, I think that's the main to the 4th. A massive probe train that was going on there. Colossi almost popping out where they rally to. Yeah, they rally to the army. So, Colossi and Stalkers going to do damage from afar. The High Templar sweeping up with storms. There's some more down here as well. Almost all of them, yes, all of them have enough energy. And then you've got the Zealots to just chew through the Marines and Marauders. I think at level 3 they can 2-hit a Marine. And the High Templar just to storm the ball. Two cannons going up here for defense. However, he doesn't have high ground vision, so could probably siege tank there. However, there is no functional factory for TaeJa anywhere. Nope, no functional factory, just a massive amount of barracks. All rallied to that one point just outside the 3rd. And then there's 2 more CCs going up. Will he decide to planetary fortress them and turn them into defensive CCs, or will he try and push out for the 4th? I think there might be a small engagement down here, but no. TaeJa scans, sees Colossi, goes no. Though the Colossi presumably took some significant hits before TaeJa decided to retreat. Now it looks as though he's going to try and go down to take on the 4th. However, decides better of it and decides to back out. And the ghosts with their very unstealthy dying. So, almost sounds a tiny bit like an overlord. It's like and like a prepubescent overlord. There's another one. So the ghosts are just going down left, right, and centre. Are there any more? Is there anything else on the High Templar to be able to do anything? Yes, we've got 3 High Templar that are able. That one, is it? Almost. Oh, but TaeJa able to push into the main base. MC has left an opening. And there is a massive train of just units finishing up for TaeJa. TaeJa's macro is massively on par. MC needs to blink up to save this. Warping in units on the high ground. Oh, however, storms go down. They might take down most of this army. Yes, they do. They take down most of this army. This is a massive boost. And TaeJa GG's and leaves the game. And that was so close. If those storms hadn't landed or TaeJa had pulled back, then MC would have died. Because he wouldn't have been able to get any defense up in time. In the end, he does go up to 12 gates. No, 10 gates. But he wouldn't have been able to pull enough war pins at that point in time to save himself. The Colossi, yes, would have been able to do damage. The Archon would have dealt splash damage. Stalkers could have blinked under the medevacs, taken them out. But as it goes, the storms perfectly took out about 30 of TaeJa's supply. And that's now 2-1, I think it is. 2-1 to 2-1 to TaeJa. So MC hanging on at the moment, going into game 4 of potentially 7. We will see who can come out the victor. I will see you in game 4.